राजीव कुमार बजाज यानी आर के भी, और मैं हूं इस वक्त एडवोकेट प्रदीप नंबियार जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
और प्रदीप जी और मैं इस वक्त हैं कहाँ पर? नेशन नाउ पर। नेशन नाउ कहाँ है? हमेशा आपके साथ, ऑलवेज विद यू। नेशन नाउ आपका चैनल है। आप सब लोगों को नमस्कार। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
हर हर महादेव।
हर हर महादेव।
So Pradeep ji, quite a record that this government is setting, and the opposition, the 92 MP suspended in total.
Yes.
And 46 now, because आज 31 और सस्पेंड किए गए।
Correct.
तो 46 हो गए लोकसभा से, और एक और जो राज्यसभा से जनाब डेरेक ओब्रायन साहब, तो इस बार 47 सस्पेंड हो गए। ये टोटल जो सस्पेंडेड एमपीज की जो लिस्ट है वो 92 के करीब की है।
बिल्कुल 92।
But I thought Parliament was a place where ideas could be exchanged, where you could be completely and totally in opposing camps and still be able to talk to each other. What is going on here? वो कहते हैं साहब वेल ऑफ द हाउस में आ गए, प्लैकार्ड्स लेके आ गए, तो कौन सी नई बात है? वो तो बीजेपी वाले भी करते थे डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह के वक्त। तो अभी ये क्या हो गया? मैं तो मेरी समझ के बाहर है थोड़ा सा।
Sir, if you see the entire Manipur discussion, the opposition was even earlier. The Prime Minister, they wanted the Prime Minister's response. It never happened. I mean, he just spoke for some time and then
he spoke for 1 minute exactly.
1 minute, yes.
On Manipur.
But then उसके लिए भी बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ा. Now they want the Prime Minister. The Congress had few demands said that the Prime Minister should respond. Amit Shah should be actually sacked. That was the initial demand of theirs. There should be a proper talk where security of the nation is concerned, not only Parliament. Parliament also, but security is nation also under threat. That is what they said. So. And they wanted probably the MP who had given that particular passes to be suspended.
Some Mr. Sinha.
Yes,
Mr. Pratap Sinha or something.
Simha, yes.
Simha or something.
So,
like that, yes.
ये चार डिमांड था उनका, उसका कुछ हुआ नहीं. Then they asked that at least let the Home Minister speak, and that also never happened. Home Minister also is not.
So why is the Home Minister not speaking? I mean, I don't understand, because Home Minister साहब ने इंडिया टुडे के कॉन्क्लेव में बोला था कि ये बहुत सीरियस मैटर है. उसके अलावा आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी किसी काशी में या कहीं पर उन्होंने ये स्टेटमेंट दी है. माफ कीजिएगा, the same statement could have been given within Parliament. मतलब हाँ बहुत
the first part what you said is perfectly right. What the opposition pointing out कि where he should have spoken inside the Parliament, he goes out and speaks in a private channel. जो भी उनका program था उसमें, तो how serious is he about the Parliament?
I don't think they are serious anymore, because I think the BJP has got a huge majority, and along with the NDA they are like unbeatable. So really they don't need the opposition to pass any bills.
But sir, if you see Sushma Swaraj, जब भी foreign affairs कुछ भी बात हुआ था, she used to go and meet and something what the parliament should know first. तो बाहर वो प्रेस से कभी बात नहीं करती थी. She used to tell first I have to inform the parliament, and from there you will get whatever news you want. She used to stick to that the parliament needs the answer, and parliament needs the entire situation in the parliament first. That's the discussion. So here, I don't know. Does the BJP right now concerned about any of these principles?
I don't think so.
तो मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जब बोलते हैं कि जब 15 MPs उन्होंने सस्पेंड किया था, he said you have not suspended 15 MPs, you have suspended democracy from the parliament.
And the BJP's view, very frankly speaking, कि भाई जब प्रधानमंत्री बोलते हैं आप वॉकआउट करते हैं, how does that matter? You are not addressing only the opposition, you are addressing the entire country. And Parliament is for making policy, making laws, and everybody expects a statement in Parliament. तो Parliament में अगर सबसे पहली statement नहीं आ रही, I think that's something seriously wrong.
And he chose the platform of a media house to tell the whole country what has happened, how serious he is concerned about. When all along the opposition has been, India Alliance has been demanding a response from the Prime Minister, and later on from the Home Minister. And that never happened.
But I think we are in for troubled times, very frankly, because the idea of parliamentary democracy is slowly dying out in India. That is because after a long time we've had a party with a huge majority, but these huge majorities have existed even in the past. But there, nobody got suspended. Mr. Arun Jaitley or Sushma Swaraj ji never got suspended for rushing into the well of the house or for disrupting parliament. That never happened. Now, I think times have changed.
Yes.
People have changed. The earlier civilized veneer that there used to be between the opposition and the ruling party is no longer there. So that's it. And then, if suppose this had happened at some other point of time, in my personal opinion, the opposition should have had at least 5 or 6 lakh people coming into Delhi. They could have had 500,000 people coming into Delhi and demanding that this government should resign. I don't think they're capable of getting even 1,000, looking at their performance so far, which is...
And tomorrow is probably the India Alliance
meeting, yes.
Where they're going to discuss strategy to topple this government in 2024.
Unlikely, which is by the way unlikely. सिर्फ एक अलायंस बनाने से आपने एक नया नाम दे दिया अलायंस से, उससे कोई भारतीय जनता पार्टी को कोई खास फर्क पड़ने वाला नहीं है, मुझको ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि unless and until you have a specific program which actually reaches the public, where you can actually tell the people कि भाई ये alternative है, ये विकल्प है जो हम आपके सामने रख रहे हैं. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll discuss that later. At the moment with us, we have a very dear old friend, Godfrey Pimenta, and Godfrey always takes up issues which nobody else takes up, and that's why we are really and truly proud of him. आरे मिल्क कॉलोनी का सवाल हो, आरे फॉरेस्ट का सवाल हो, उसके अलावा अनटाइमली डेथ्स इन वेरियस प्लेसेस का सवाल हो, अकेले गॉडफ्रे साहब जो हैं सबसे अग्रसर हैं इन ये सब चीज़ें लेने के लिए. गॉडफ्रे साहब नमस्कार.
हाँ नमस्कार सर. नमस्कार प्रदीप जी.
नमस्कार नमस्कार.
Great pleasure to see you. Great pleasure to see you again. So Godfrey sahab, what is this about the Aarey forest? I mean, the Aarey forest is under attack again. What are they doing? I'm shocked from what you know what I read in your mail. You said that
sir, as you know, Aarey is a very environmentally sensitive area. Now there is a 45-kilometer road network in the entire Aarey Mill colony.
Yes.
Earlier, this entire road was under the jurisdiction of the Dairy Development Department, which is headed by the CEO of Aarey. Now, the issue is about the maintenance of these roads. Now, I recollect, if I go back to 1948, when the Aarey Mill colony was first set up in the suburbs of Mumbai, which is to supply Aarey milk to the entire city. It was one of the pristine area. The roads were well laid. It was a cement road, and this road was there in existence for number of decades, sir. Till about 20 years back, the roads were in very spick and span condition. The moment various, now the land parcel of Aarey is about 1,300 odd acres. Now this land parcels have been given to various governmental agencies, Mananda Dairy, the Special Force, the Adani Energy now, which was earlier BSES, to set up a receiving station, etc., and so forth. Over a period of time, this Aarey entire thing has been decayed, and the last nail in the coffin was the setup of metro car shed in Aarey Mill colony. The roads were in a pathetic condition. Every year there is to be thousands of potholes in entire Aarey area.
yes.
Ultimately, the matter reached the Bombay High Court, sir. And the Bombay High Court thereafter set up a committee consisting of various bureaucrats to look into the conditions of the road in Aarey Mill colony. Ultimately, all these roads came to be transferred to the ownership of Mumbai Municipal Corporation. So, Mumbai Municipal Corporation awarded the contract of concretization of the main Aarey road, which starts from Marod and leads up to Goregaon on the Western Express Highway. Now, sir, the road which has been concretized in some places develops cracks within a period of span of 3 to 4 months. So the quality has been totally compromised. Cracks appear, then the cracks are repaired, and again after repairs also further cracks get developed. So you can imagine the quality of cement and other things which has gone into making of this concrete.
Yes.
The latest email which I have written to the concerned authorities, including the Chief Minister, that look here, that the road level has been substantially raised, so much so that the height difference has increased but to almost about 3 feet from the existing road level. Now the earlier road level and the ground level were more or less at the same height. Today what they have done is they have raised the height to about 3 feet, and the stormwater drain has been constructed at the height of 3 feet above the existing road level and the ground level. Now stormwater drain is supposed to collect the excess rainwater and channelize in the proper manner. If the drain is at height of 3 feet, how the water will what you call disperse? That is the question. There is no scientific application of mind. Just because the contract has been awarded, the road contractor is only concerned about building the road. He is not concerned whether there will be waterlogging in the area. Now this is the first time, I think so, there will be a waterlogging in Aarey Mill Colony area.
But Godfrey Saab, one second. From whatever I remember, the Aarey forest area that includes the Aarey Mill Colony,
yes,
is actually a monsoon or rain catchment area.
That's
has
right.
Always been.
Yes.
Where there are enough areas, where there are enough water bodies, where all this water gets collected.
Yes.
Now my point is, if the stormwater drain, Pradeep ji, most dangerous, is 3 feet above the road, where will the water go into the stormwater drain from? इसका मतलब क्या होगा? इसका मतलब ये होगा जो पानी naturally जो flow करता था, the stormwater drain is going to act like a dam or a barrier for that water to flow. Sir.
Now, sir, you will see in the background there are two gentlemen standing.
Ji.
There is a 500-year-old baobab tree.
Baobab,
which is an ancient tree. Yes, and this is a medicinal tree. Now they have just cemented that area also. There are guidelines.
Baobab is there in the. I didn't know that. That tree, by the way, lives. Yes, there it is. That tree lives for 2,000, 3,000 years.
Yes, you can see behind on the screen, sir.
Yes, I saw.
That they have concretized the area around that baobab tree, and maybe over a period of time that tree will die its natural death. No application of mind at all. We only know how to kill the environment.
In fact, in South Africa, as a small aside, in South Africa and in Southwest Africa, now known as Namibia. By the way, ये प्रदीप जी ये जो बबाब ट्री है ना, इसके अंदर एक्चुअली पूरा रेस्टोरेंट बना दिया गया है पेड़ के अंदर. It is so huge, and this lives for 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 years.
Wow.
मतलब this is actually a native of Africa. Now I don't know how it has come over here. Somebody must have obviously planted it.
So there is a history to this tree.
Please let us know. Let me know it.
I will shed some light on that.
Yes, please.
There is in the vicinity of this very tree, just about 200 meters away, there is the Saint John the Baptist Church, which was erected in the year 1579.
Yes.
Portuguese missionaries, we came via Africa to India, bought these medicinal trees.
Yes.
And they planted, and you will see today in and around Sibs area, there is the highest concentration, about 40 such trees which are still in existence.
40 trees are in existence.
Yes.
They are all bababs or are they something else?
No, they are baobabs, sir.
Wow. I would love to go there.
Wonderful.
In fact, one of my friend, she is Mrs. Sagar. She has authored a book on the number of such trees in the entire India, and in her book she has very categorically mentioned there are 40 such trees alone in the Sibs and around this Aarey Mill Colony.
And there is one, by the way, near Juhu, which still survives, by the way. One near Juhu. Juhu बीच के end में और जहाँ पर वो citizen hotel है उसके बिल्कुल पास में. There is one babab which is still there. And by the way, oh God, I didn't say that. Thank God people haven't noticed it. So one never knows with these.
So what are the medicinal properties it has, Godfrey ji? क्या है ये medicinal properties?
No, I am also not aware because in those days maybe it was used as some kind of
No, I'll tell you, the roots, they prevent indigestion. The juice of the baobab tree is said to cure all kinds of fevers, all kinds of illnesses. And in fact, it is supposed to be a great repellent of the tsetse fly, which causes all sorts of illnesses in Africa. So it's a great tree. And they say the very presence of that tree, by the way, it is considered, it is called, in common botanical terms, it is called the upside down tree. Because it is so huge and the branches look like roots. The branches don't look like real branches, they look like roots. So that's why it's called the upside down tree. It is beautiful. It is one of the wonders of nature. Ji, Godfrey Saab.
Yeah. So the question is now, the BMC, we have written a letter that look here, what you are doing is you are creating a blunder by raising the height. Now whether it is done in the, because now there is a High Court monitored committee which was supposed to give the recommendation, whether this height of the road has been raised due to the recommendation given by the committee is the $1 million question which the BMC needs to answer, because nowhere else the height of the road has been increased in the entire Aarey stretch. This is the only stretch which originates from the police camp up to the bridge on the JVLR. The height has been raised almost by 3 feet. And I don't know how the water will pass from one side to the other side.
It won't.
Because this was the natural slope.
Yes.
Natural slope. And this is, as you rightly said, sir, this is the catchment area of Mithi River. In a sense, whenever there is a excess water which originates in VR Lake, the entire water disperses in and around this Aarey Mill Colony area. So this is the catchment area, and then over a period of time, the water percolates again back to the river, and then it goes to the Arabian Sea. But today you have tried to destroy the whole thing, and this is the first time, I will put it on record, that the Kurla experienced flooding for the second time last year, and there was a water, because the entire catchment area has been destroyed. So there is, the water cannot be held in such area in the event of any excess rainfall, and therefore the water is finding its way in the lower areas of the city. And Kurla, the Kurla is 1 meter below the mean sea level, and that area will always experience flooding unless some proactive remedial measures in the form of construction of huge underground tanks or widening the mouth of the river basin is considered at appropriate level. There are a number of encroachments.
So in effect, what has really happened is, Godfrey Saab, correct me if I am wrong, असल में क्या हुआ है, जो प्राकृतिक, जो नेचुरल कैचमेंट एरिया था, जो नेचुरल फ्लो लगाता था मॉनसून वाटर का, उसको आपने बंद कर दिया. अब उसके ऊपर आप खर्चा करेंगे, अब उसके ऊपर आप अंडरग्राउंड टैंक बनाएंगे, माउथ ऑफ द रिवर को आप वाइडन करेंगे, क्योंकि आपने पहले एनक्रोचमेंट मतलब वहां पर अलाउ कर दिए. So this seems to be like a classic money making scheme. Godfrey Saab.
Yeah, no, you're right, sir. I remember as a child, I am talking about, sir, about 50 years back, one could walk through the river, there was a crystal clear water.
Yes.
And the water is to disperse over a larger area. Today what you have done, you have constructed a retaining wall on either side of that and made it a virtual nala.
It is a nala. It's a drain.
It is a, Mithi is no more Mithi. The word Mithi has to be, I think so, we have to rename the river Kali River.
Kali. Yeah.
Something like that.
Oily river.
Yes.
It's no longer. You talk very interesting thing. Aarey has always been for years under some dispute or the other. Earlier, all the Aarey residents came out and protested. The roads are so bad, so bad, so bad, and they were collecting toll tax. That was one particular time was there. In spite of so much of protest, the toll was being collected, road was not being maintained, and now, as you say, when the road has been built, it has been built so high, about 3 feet above normal level. Again, that is causing it. Now, Aarey, the forest has been cut. Again, the forest has been cut. Now, what is the status of the forest, the trees that have been cut, Godfrey ji? Because you are part of the entire protest where the tree cutting took place.
Yes, sir. Total number of trees which have been cut in RA are, sir, 2,191 trees, and these are trees which takes one huge tree takes about 50 years to have achieved that kind of height of 40-50 feet. So 2,198 trees were killed. In that you have today a metro car shed. There is a washing and other facility. The entire area has undergone transformation like a concrete jungle. It is no longer a jungle. And the state government has been saying that RA is not a forest. Sir, as per the studies conducted, it was noticed in RA a new category of reptile was found, gecko, which was the new finding in 100 years. Now, if RA was not a forest or a jungle, how can a new kind of a reptile can be found in this area? Today, the leopards are lurking now and then, every nook and corner. They are coming in the what you call.
And they have gone. They have gone to Manori also. Go right.
They have gone. You have destroyed their natural habitat, which is a criminal offence under the what you call. Forest Conservation Act, the Environment Protection Act, and so on and so forth. You have destroyed their natural habitat, and it is a serious criminal non-bailable offence under the provisions of one of the.
But Godfrey, I want to know, Aditya Thackeray did in a press conference says that he was responsible for 808 acres of RA declared as forest.
Yes,
now,
he was.
808 acres of RA land being declared as forest. Now, what has become to that status that Aditya Thackeray said that he declared?
That status remains.
Sir, that thing has never been approved, because the moment it gets approved, there are a number of what you call restrictions come into play. Now, what happens is today you have a Sanjay Gandhi National Park adjoining the RA Mill colony. There is a eco-sensitive zone notification which came in December 2016. Under that notification, there was a draft plan to be approved by the state government within a period of 2 years, which that plan took almost 5 years for the government to approve. Now, this is how the state government operates on the what you call eco-sensitive zone issues. They are least bothered about the preservation of the nature.
No, but Godfrey Saab, there were 600 square meters or 600 square kilometers of the 600 acres, was declared as a reserved forest on 3rd of September 2020. Now that notification has also come, the government notification has also come. So is there something else left to be done in that? I just want to know.
Now the issue is under the master plan which they were supposed to approve for RA. There are number of what you call relaxation given for various kind of industries. You can set up a resort, you can set up a what you call industrial installation,
including in the 600 acres.
Yes, in the what you call this
eco-sensitive zone.
Eco-sensitive zone. So what happens now? Most of the what you call like transmission lines, your cables, etc., can pass through. Not only that, sir, there was in the development plan of Mumbai, they were trying to set up almost on 11 or 12 acres of land next to the existing what you call Chota Kashmir, 11 acres on the rehabilitation and resettlement of the slum dwellers, which was vehemently objected by us, because if the SRA was implemented in RA, there would have been 70,000 tenements being constructed in the heart of RA that would have attracted about, per family, if it takes 3 lakhs people would have been added in eco-sensitive zone. Along with that comes these vehicles and the garbage disposal and other issues.
And sewage and other things, yes.
Sewage and other things. Now, this what you call the idea is today also, sir, there are encroachments are on rise.
Yes.
The only token action is taken. Some structures are demolished. Again, those people are back in action. Some months back, there was a mass demolition carried out in Aarey itself. Number of houses were demolished. Again, we have seen that those structures are rising today.
But over here, Godfrey Sahab, there are, I think, 54 padas, 54 Adivasi padas over there, if I am not mistaken.
No, sir, there are about 28.
28. Oh, I remember a figure of 54. That must have been a long time ago. So that means 26 are now missing. They've gone.
There is a municipal hospital within Aarey.
Okay.
Now, recently, the state government came out with a scheme of handing over this hospital to a Kurla-based trust. Now, sir, if the healthcare facilities are privatized, it will be outside the what you call bound to majority of the tribals who are living in Aarey. They, first of all, they don't have a proper sanitation, they don't have proper water supply, and you are also depriving, most of them are malnutrition kids and other things like that. If you deprive them, the primary health facility, which is close to their residence, then the whole what kind of a laissez-faire state we are talking about?
So in effect, Pradeep ji, now this is very interesting. What Godfrey Sahab is saying. Number one, first the idea was to rehabilitate slum dwellers over there, which means 70,000 tenements or thereabouts. 70,000 tenements or thereabouts. Godfrey Sahab, of course, comes up with a figure which is somewhat conservative, but I feel that there should be at least 5 or 6 people per tenement, so which is about 3.5 lakhs or 4 lakhs, around that much. That plan was stalled. Now I think the idea is to get rid of all the padas which are left, and since there were already padas, you can have resorts over there and claim that we are giving employment to the Adivasis who are staying here. Earlier, if you remember, Godfrey Sahab, Pradeep ji, when we had gone and we had done a program on the Aarey forest and all that, Stalin was there with us, our friend Stalin Dhyana. Now, at that time, they wanted to be shifted out because, if you remember, those were the last days of the BJP government before the MBA came, into power. They said that Aarey is not even a forest. Number one. Number two, all these Adivasis who have lived in harmony with nature, with all the leopards and the pythons and the cobras and the geckos and the gorilla, the chimpanzees and every other animal that you can think of, including the jackals, and there are some hyenas as well, are under threat from the leopards. And when we talked to them, they said, okay, we have lived among the leopards for aeons, and there has hardly ever been a leopard attack on an Adivasi. Aaj tak kabhi nahi hua hai. So Godfrey Sahab, is the plan now to take over these Adivasi padas and develop them into commercial properties? Is that the plan?
Sir, Adivasi padas are there from the time immemorial.
Yes.
The Adivasis have lived in the forest areas, and I remember they used to grow vegetable.
Still do.
Yes.
I've had khichdi made from rice and vegetables grown right in front of me. Yes.
Yes, and those they used to supply in Marwal market. I remember.
They used to.
Good old days. And today also they sell in the proper Aarey. You see there are a number of vegetable stores set up within the on the road itself. Now what is happening is, sir, because if you recollect, in the Sanjay Gandhi National Park also there were a number of encroachment. A public interest litigation came to be filed, and the High Court directed all the squatters to be vacated and rehabilitated. Most of the people from the core of the Sanjay Gandhi National Park came to be rehabilitated at Chandivli and some other areas. Now there was also a plan that the Adivasis are also required. Now can you imagine Adivasi staying in a RCC building? He's always lived with the nature, and this is the kind of ill-planned development we are planning for the our tribals who have always coexisted peacefully with the nature. So this is the what you call the flip side of this development. This development is only a builder centric. They just want to award contracts after
So,
contract.
Godfrey sir, Godfrey ji, when you're saying about, your basic thing was concretization, just prakar se ho raha hai, cracks have come up, the roads, right within Aarey, everything has been concretized. Aditya Thackeray has been always screaming that there is a scam, this is 6,800 crore scam, the entire concretization of Mumbai. Now you have highlighted this very particular aspect right in front of your eyes. You have got videographed, evidence to show the way the shoddy construction of concretized roads have taken place. Now, so it gives effect to the very claim of Aditya Thackeray that this is a big scam, is it, Godfrey ji?
Then, sir, the Aarey itself, the entire development in Aarey is nothing a big scam, because this was the biggest land parcel untouched by the development, and therefore the systematic dissemination of Aarey area started as far as 2015. First, it was a no development zone. They converted no development zone to green zone. In green zone, you are allowing certain activities to be come up. Then you dilute the
including
vigor.
the metro shed.
Then you try to dilute the vigor of the eco-sensitive zone notification by allowing
Yes.
number of activities. So over a period of time, you are trying to dilute the what we call the rigors which were imposed on the naturally sensitive areas. Now this is not only the case with Aarey, sir. You take any the mangroves area, number of relaxation granted, number of things are happening, number of projects. Now there is a what you call a tunnel coming below the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. So these are all ill-planned development which is going to take a toll on the nature. And once the nature will strike back, I think so.
Manori Vasai was last time when you talked to us about the mangrove sites, and the two mangroves parks of Manori and Vasai are documented. And the status there, Godfrey ji? Destroyed.
So status there is a destruction still continues unabated, despite lodging number of complaints, whether on the excavation of hill in the this thing, putting roads in a hilly area which are hardly inhabited by any of the human settlements there. You are trying to create road. Now these roads are being created now with the future planning, that they are trying to have some kind of a human settlement there.
So we have learned nothing from Uttarakhand.
So you are planning this what you call destruction is planned in advance. That is what I would.
Tamil Nadu flooding. Still
Tamil
not
Nadu flooding and Uttarakhand landslides.
Tamil Nadu is happening. Nobody thought the way Tamil Nadu is being flooded.
And in Uttarakhand, they decided to make tunnels through every hill, every soft hill, and through every mountain. And the mountain decided, okay, fine, thank you very much. I don't want you here. The mountain decided to close itself.
Sir, the same thing is going to happen with Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Once the tunnel comes, you will see the impact on the surrounding areas.
Isn't that awful? I have never heard of a national park through which a tunnel goes. That means it's not a national park anymore.
No, sir, the only tunneling is done the underpass for passing of animals.
Yes.
Like you see, take the Karnala Bird Sanctuary. They have constructed a road which was there earlier also, but they have created enough underpass so that the wild animal passes without any hindrance.
Also, our own Tadoba in Maharashtra.
Yes,
We've
Tadoba
seen the
reserve.
same thing. Yes. So Godfrey Saab, what is the solution? If
Sir,
we come to
solution is that whatever policies are there, sir, there has to be a serious introspection by the concerned government officials, that why only, when the court directs you to take an action, by the time maximum damage is done, why can't you take a proactive action in advance so that the damage is minimal? Everybody needs development. We are not against development. Development has to happen, but do it in a scientific manner. Involve the scientists, the community, the bureaucrats, and the contractors decide for the citizens what kind
Godfrey
of.
Saab, I have a different solution. मेरी और आपकी बात हुई है इस विषय में बहुत बार. प्रदीप जी ने भी बात करी है, हम सब लोगों ने बात करी है, जब तक मुंबई के लोग खुद सड़क पर नहीं आएंगे, जब तक मुंबई के लोग खुद नहीं कहेंगे संजय गांधी नेशनल पार्क हमारा है, ये हमारा फेफड़ा है, हमारी लंग है, ये आर्य फॉरेस्ट जो है ये हमें चाहिए, इसको अगर कोई हाथ लगाएगा हम उसको वोट नहीं देंगे। जब तक कोई ऐसा नहीं करेगा ना सर, तब तक मैं, आप, प्रदीप जी, हम सब लोग इसी तरीके से हम लोग लड़ते रहेंगे,
बहस करते रहेंगे सर। इसका सॉल्यूशन एक ही है कि अगर कोई मतलब नेचुरल आपत्ति आती है तभी मतलब लोगों की आंख खुलती है।
सर नेचुरल आपत्ति कितनी देर तक रहेगी? पीपल हैव ऑलरेडी फॉरगॉटन that tunnel rescue which took place in उत्तराखंड के 47 लोगों को बाहर निकाला गया, तब बड़ी बातें हो रही थी, अरे ये दोबारा इसकी स्टडी करो, ये करो, वो करो, why are the hills being targeted and so on and so forth. Everybody is forgotten about it. गॉडफ्रे साहब 2 मिनट में लोग भूल जाते हैं।
तो गॉडफ्रे जी, 2 एरिया जो आपने बोला, एक आरे है बचा हुआ और संजय गांधी नेशनल पार्क,
That's it, gone.
दोनों में टनल और दोनों में कॉन्क्रीटाइजेशन हो गया, having settlements at the end of the park. The next generation of our youth are not going to see these forests anymore.
और साहब, गॉडफ्रे साहब, जो प्रदीप जी ने अभी बात कही, I would like you to react to that. I think the MBA government's greatest achievement was to declare RA forest. That is my personal opinion. सर बताएं, चलते चलते।
Sir, you are there because I also given an interview on this.
Yes.
I wrote a 7-page letter to the Prime Minister. It is there on the, I think so, NDTV. The NDTV took almost my half an hour interview on this subject. That why RA is required to be declared as a forest, because we have lived in area, we have experienced what the area was and what transformation it has undergone over a period of last 50 years.
And NDTV is now owned by Adani.
Yes, we have Adani owns everything. Tomorrow RA also, I think so. RA will be. He is already there, sir, in the receiving station.
Yes.
That receiving station, sir, there also had exposed the earlier BSS, then Reliance Energy, and now Adani. This land was granted on a condition to Adani, now Adani Electricity, that 50% of the area you will maintain as a green zone on that land. It is a 10-acre land parcel which has been given to this Adani. Today, sir, they have constructed their staff quarters on the 50%, and 50% is a receiving station. So whatever
the green zone is where the Adani staff lives.
And this
Yes.
is a concrete
So
zone.
anybody who works for Adani is green.
Concrete zone, the concrete zone.
Fantastic.
And they're still demolishing the old rehabilitated, tenements and constructing buildings out there. Because we just covered 1 month back another demolition in Pravat Colony.
Sir, we can have a debate on this issue of the slum rehabilitation implementation for Mumbai airport, because this is today we are talking of Dharavi, settlement of redevelopment of Dharavi. Sir, the Mumbai airport was privatized in 2007. There was scheme for 276 acres of land which have been encroached by this thing. The slum dwellers were denied the basic facility in the form of electricity for almost 50 years, sir. They were denied the basic right, and Mr. Almeida, Nicholas Almeida, had to pour a kerosene on his body in the corporation, and thereafter Sharad Pawar, then Chief Minister, promised that he will allow the electricity. Today also they are living in shambles. Basic
And don't forget the Gauthans.
Yes, Gauthans are neighboring this Mumbai airport.
Yes, and don't forget them, and they are trying to declare them as slums. They are old Christian villages.
That will never happen, sir. That will never happen.
They want them to come under SRA. I hope it doesn't happen.
Then it doesn't happen, sir. We have already protected that under the.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Declared as a separate urban entity. Yes.
Gauthans are not slums anymore.
Godfrey Saab, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
And we are always with you in every way possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji.
Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji. Vande Mataram. Thank you, sir.
Jai Mataram, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. That he's one man who's always been fighting and fighting and fighting.
They have been, they have involved themselves in all the DB plans. In every discussions where the city is concerned, they have been always actively participated. So
Right,
they know the minutest moments here and there.